Our next presentation bears the title, Minorities versus Asians, the Truth About Affirmative Action. Please welcome Phineas Yee.
Why are colleges racist towards Asian Americans? Harvard University recently received much backlash. The school underwent a lawsuit regarding race-conscious admissions practices. This Ivy League institution faced accusations for discriminating against Asian American applicants by holding them to higher standards than applicants of other races. While these Asian American students received rejections into the school, students of other ethnicities who do not have nearly as high an SAT or ACT scores and GPAs were admitted. But rather than being rewarded, these hardworking Asian American students did not get what they deserved and ultimately suffered from affirmative action policies that disregard merit, favoring instead discriminated groups. Affirmative action policies, traditionally set up to benefit African American, Latino, and other minority groups, exist to offset centuries of racial discrimination. But now, these policies are hurting minorities like Asian American students. Their well-deserved positions and opportunities are being given to other students who did not perform as well. Can you imagine that no matter how well you do, because of prior connection or the good old boy mentality, you will never be picked? Well, this is what Asian Americans are facing. Why work hard and excel? Asians are becoming disillusioned when they learn that affirmative action has rigged the system against them. Although some people believe that affirmative action in college admission systems is morally necessary since it promotes diversity and opportunities for certain minorities, affirmative action unjustly throws out meritocracy, reinforces racism, and unfittingly provides opportunities to the undeserving, while punishing the deserving as a result. There are some reasons to prioritize one group over another. Some believe if one race dominated the admissions process and took all the opportunities for other students, this would perpetuate unfairness and injustice towards specifically Black and Hispanic individuals. Alternatively, meritocracy, defined as rewarding someone based on superior performance, should be the criteria employed in college admissions due to its competitive nature. Meritocracy gives opportunities to all people, regardless of race, and evens the playing field by rewarding the most qualified. But according to Stephanie Saul, writer for the New York Times, a study was found that students who identify as Asian needed to score 140 points higher on their SAT than whites, and even higher than other minority groups, who are being supported by affirmative action to have the same chance of admission into private colleges. Affirmative action undermines meritocracy as unimportant and even irrelevant. Accordingly, hard work does not apply when it comes to college entrance. With meritocracy comes effective and sustainable competitiveness, able to prop up fairness and equality for all groups, whether Black, Hispanic, white, and Asians, when applied as the college entrance standard. Competition benefits all people, without reference to racial background, and especially when determining who deserves admission and who does not. At first glance, giving special treatment and privilege seems reasonable considering the plight that these minority groups have endured, especially those of African descent. Society that was run largely by whites, and a culture steeped in slavery, worked destruction and dehumanizing devastation on those of African descent in the US. Of course, there must be seasons and opportunities of catching up. We should give favors to people in underprivileged minorities who work hard and who take advantage of these opportunities by excelling. However, affirmative action's even playing field, or equal opportunity in college admissions, actually dehumanizes yet again. The demand of meritocracy engages individuals, communities, and nations alike to refine and ultimately improve toward excellence in any field, even with respect to education. Consider that Asians of various countries have also been suffering from racial discrimination for generations, wallowing in ignorance and abject poverty. Only when they faced the journey of taking advantage and bettering themselves by immigrating to America did positive change come to them. The mindset and determination to improve enabled them to endure through adversity and excel by meeting the demands of excellence and by overcoming harsh social injustices. Asian Americans claw their way inch at a time, taking advantage of any opportunity, no matter how small, as a jumping board. Without meritocracy taking effect in their lives, the dumbing effect and complacency brought about by guaranteed favors and privilege would have prevented the Asian communities from excelling. In sheer desire to overcome and excel, people compete to the best of their ability to achieve and attain. The problem with affirmative action lies in dependable, ever-present favor that breeds complacency in those that are helped by it. Thus, the reason the majority of these underprivileged minority groups either change majors or simply just drop out. When one can depend on privilege or favor, why fight the good fight of pursuing excellence? Two wrongs do not make a right. Unfortunately, this is what is going on in our country when it comes to affirmative action being implemented into the college admissions process. The freedom of competition and the reward of meritocracy suffer as irrelevant, giving rise to discrimination and even academic institutional racism against whites, and especially towards Asian Americans, who have toiled to excel academically all their lives. In an effort to right the wrongs of the past against one group, another group also suffers from discrimination in the process. This reassignment of prejudice amounts to hypocrisy and racial injustice all over again, perpetuated ironically by politicians and educators who should know better. Thank you.